Bonjour, this video is about the passé composé and the perfect tense. Yes, there should be little accents on the E's there for passé composé. I know it's just that the computer that we'd done this on at the time wasn't allowing us to do the accents, so I apologise in advance for those. However, luckily the rest of the PowerPoint is all correct for you. So today is about the passé composé, which is also known as the perfect tense, okay? So don't get confused and think that they are two different tenses. They aren't, they are exactly the same. The passé composé is the equivalent of saying in English, I walked, I ran, I jumped. English is cruel and makes it all irregular. They're not all ed endings like jumped or walked, because then you get things like I caught the ball or I ran to catch the bus or whatever it might be. Luckily though, in French, they are more regular. Okay, it's a little bit hard to get your head around at the beginning, but it's actually quite easy. So let's have a look. The first thing that we need is a subject pronoun. The subject pronouns, we've been doing them for ages. We know exactly what they are. So a subject pronoun is just je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, and elle. An auxiliary verb, it says here in the present tense, don't get too caught up about what's in the present tense, blah, 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 thinking, oh my goodness, we're doing the past tense, so why do we now need the present tense? Don't worry about that. That's just for you grammar nerds out there if you want a little bit more information about how we're using that auxiliary verb. Okay, the auxiliary verb, really all you need to know is that it's either going to be être or avoir, so either to be or to have. And a past participle. A past participle is the actual active, the action of the word. So I ate. Ate would be the past participle. Okay? So here's a list of our subject pronouns, just in case you've forgotten. So je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, and elle. The one that is missing from there is on, the on. It's conjugated with il and elle in the singular, so he and she. On actually means we or one. It doesn't mean as in one person, but it means it more in a fancy English kind of a way. So one would never stir the tea the wrong way. I don't know. But that would be the fancy way of saying it, okay? So just keep that in mind that that also exists. So the auxiliary verb, what's that? That's the middle part that we kind of need. This is where people get really confused, and it's actually really simple. You only have two choices. You either use avoir or you use être. That's it. There are set verbs that go with avoir and there are set verbs that go with être, and you can't mix them around. You can't say, oh, well, today I'm feeling more like an avoir verb, and I'm just going to use this verb with avoir. And then the next day you can't say, okay, well, now I'm feeling like I'm going to use this verb with être. It doesn't work like that. They have their best friends and they have to stick with them, okay? So remember before I said auxiliary verbs in the present tense? We've done this to death. It's just j'ai, tu as, il a, nous avons, vous avez, and ils ont. And for être, it's je suis, tu es, il est, nous sommes, vous êtes, et with the accent, ils sont. Okay, nice and easy. Again, this is a nice little picture way of remembering that it's être one way and avoir the other. You cannot mix them up. Okay, what's the past participle? It's actually quite simple. All you have to do is chop off the ER and add this E with an accent for ER verbs. IR, chop off the IR and add the I. RE verbs, chop off the RE and add a U. There's a little blue box down the bottom here that says that sometimes they're irregular in the present tense but then actually become regular in their past participle. Don't get too hung up on that. Just learn them as they are. So what does that actually look like? So if we take our steps again, our three steps, it's number one is the subject pronoun, then our auxiliary, and then the past participle. Okay, so all you do is j'ai, subject pronoun, avoir, okay, so j'ai, and then parler. Okay, and this E is what makes it. It's really important with your pronunciation as well that you say j'ai parlé, not je parlais, because je parlais sounds like something different and it will mean something different for you as well. So just be careful with that. IR verbs, tu as fini. RE is nous avons répondu. Okay, so these are just the regular ones that take either the E with the accent, I, or a U. Now, this set of verbs Dr. and Mrs. Vandertramp. Okay, each of these stand for a different verb. These are all our verbs that take être. These are the only verbs that take être. All the rest take avoir. Okay, so it's a really easy way. If you hear Dr. and Mrs. Vandertramp verbs, you might hear them referred to as house verbs, and I think they're also sometimes referred to as transitive verbs as well. So if we wanted to do aller, aller unfortunately is one of our être verbs. So let's have a look. All you need to do is je suis allé, nous sommes allés, vous êtes allés, il est allé, tu es allé, elles sont allées. The aller stays the same the whole way through. The only change that will come in is when you need to add an extra E or an S, depending on whether it is you're talking about a girl or whether it's plural. Okay, so être verbs agree. Okay, so that's just what this says. So when using être for the passé composé, the past participle agrees in number and gender. Okay, so whether it's plural and whether it's a girl. Okay, so that's these ones. These are their past participles, so you can just learn those. Okay, so if I wanted to say I was born, okay, je suis né. Okay, there's no other way around saying that. And these endings will always stay the same as well. They won't change. Okay, the only change that they will make is whether it's plural or female. Okay, so there are some video links here, just to some funny little videos that some people have made about trying to remember them all. So I hope this was really helpful in refreshing your memory as to how to do the passé composé when you do it, and what it actually looks like. It's not as difficult as you think it is. If you need any help and you want to do some more practice, Texas Grammar, as in TEX'(S), grammar, if you type that in, it's a website that was created by, I think, the French department at the University of Texas in the US, and they have some great online activities for you to practice. You can just navigate your way in, go to verbs, passé composé, and go from there. And that's a really great way to be able to have your work checked instantly, because there is a function there that allows you to do that. So I hope this was helpful. Merci.